And the same thing goes for the debt industrial complex. All this is just part of the scheme to keep us oppressed, to keep us poor, to tyrannize us. Like a pitchfork on our side, we get this huge willing workforce, but yet Satan and his minions got to keep jabbing you. Keep them down, keep them down, don't let them get up. You know, we don't want middle class. We want a shrinking middle class. We got to make people poor, snatch their houses, take away their wealth. And I'm outraged. I mean, who hasn't seen that bumper sticker? If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. So yes, I am outraged. I'm indignant and I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I want the worm to turn. I want the ship to turn. I want the train on another track. I want the tide to turn. Whatever metaphor you want to use, okay, I'm there. Okay, I'm done with this. I've been watching this my whole life unfold. And it sickens me up to here, okay, beyond here. I'm done with it, man. Okay, evil has been triumphing in the land for far too long. I don't know how these people got this far, all these minions, witting or not. That's why you hold your hand out. You know they're your enemy. You know they hate you because you're exposing their evil, that they're delusioned. They're deluded too. They're deceived. Okay, that's what you got to expose. So they've got to question their own veracity of facts. I mean, what the hell's going on with me? He's right. I mean, what's going on? I'm supporting this system. You know, these people, this Russian meme, you know, nonsense, this narrative about Trump and Russia. I mean, these people, well, we know Hillary Clinton was the one. Look at Bev Harris and the black box voting. What's going on? We know that it was Hillary Clinton that stole things, that was screwing with the elections. We know now there was millions of illegal aliens voting. Okay, this is antithetical to everything this country stands for, and yet we're gonna demonize, villainize Donald Trump for what? Because Vladimir Putin has free speech, and if he liked Trump better, he's got every right to say so. The fact is, he's very popular with his people, and we like the direction Russia's been going. So shut the F up, all you dumbasses, all you John McCain's out there, and Pelosi's, and all you Peter, the Schiff character, and all these people make me want to vomit. Okay, I cannot stand all you people. Okay, please get on your faces and pray to God to just break the evil spirit within you. You've been taken over. You're demon possessed. We've got to unite. Okay, we've got to get together here and start giving a damn about each other, about the direction we're going. We want things to turn around. We all agree on that. It's got to be done gently because it's antithetical to the establishment turning this ship around. For this worm to turn, it's not what they want. They want to keep going on the trajectory they're going through debasement of currency by way of cost of living inflation, taxation. Okay, this is socialism, what they call socialism. Sounds so good, right? That we're just socializing things and we're just going to share the wealth. All this, it sounds egalitarian and all that, but it's never worked. It doesn't work. It's as simple as hiring an attorney to help you evade, or what they call avoid, your taxes. That's the way it works, okay? So don't think that it's communism or socialism or authoritarianism or is going to work in America. It's not. We've got a Constitution and a Bill of Rights. So, you know, get over it and figure out we've got to work with these people that are good with making money in order to give us some relief because they're smart. Guys like Donald Trump know the system won't break down if everybody was prosperous. Alex Jones had Colonel Anthony Schaefer on the show, and he said this is what he wants. I couldn't believe it. I was like, right frickin' on. I mean, here I am agreeing with a high-ranking military official, but he is a man's man. He's a woman's man. I mean, he is a human's man. He's a God's man. I mean, this is what we need from these people, to stand up with that kind of courage and just lay it on the line. This is how it is. This is what we want. This is the way out. Okay, this is our path to freedom. This is how you set the captives free, through universal prosperity. It doesn't stop in America. This is for the whole world. Let's release that suppressed clean energy technology that they call disruptive technologies. Okay? And get over this crap with this planned obsolescence crap. If people still want to use an 8-track tape player, that's their prerogative. Let's cater to everybody, whatever they want. Okay? That's technology from the past. It's all good technology. Cassettes. I've got a 2000 Chevy, and it's got a cassette player that works almost like a DVD player. It works to this day. 17 years since manufacture, and I still run cassettes through it. It works fantastic. So, I mean, if people want VHS, let them have it. I mean, I've had more DVDs scratch up and be unplayable, and they call that progress. Okay, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Let's release all the patents out there, the clean energy technology patents. If everybody's worried that if everybody was prosperous, even though the system works fine, that we keep going to work, the difference is we go with a bounce in our steps, a song on our lips, and joy in our heart when we go serve our fellow man with nobody dictating to us, not being beholden to any man, with it understood that you do things because you have a conscience, you have a will, you have an instinct to do for others. Okay, that's what we do, and we would be overproductive. There could be a whole lot of idle hands, as Adam Smith in his book The Wealth of Nations points out. You don't worry, it's none of your business if somebody doesn't want to work, especially in this day and age with all the robotics and automation taking over. I mean, people feel like dropping out. I don't feel important, I don't feel needed. I mean, of course people are going to cop that attitude. Why do so many people act like they don't understand that? I think they're deluded, they're deceived. Okay, and some of this is upbringing, the peers, and your own like satanic influences. You got to learn your Bible. You got to understand this stuff. It's not natural for a man to not want to serve. But you've got to let his own natural instincts, his conscience kick in. If he wants to serve, he serves. Other than that, this is his planet too. And if anybody is okay with other people being born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and I don't hear anybody complaining about all those people that were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, then you've got to be okay. You've got to get over it and be okay if you live in a world where everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Okay? It's not your problem because you're included. You're born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You do what you want, where you want, for who you want, how you want, when you want, at your own choosing. Okay? 100%. At your own choosing, free, a free man, and we will have, I guarantee, we'll be more productive. And we don't need to be more productive. We just need to share the wealth that God gave us. Everything got done at the hand of God. That's where we got the wherewithal. That's where we got the brain, the imagination, and we thought it into reality. The same way that God brought everything into reality, because we're made in His image and likeness. So kudos to Colonel Anthony Schaefer, man. He's all right. And another guy that Alex had on the show was this Peter Schiff. And I really like to hear what Peter had to say today. And he's absolutely right. He was, yesterday, whatever, he was on the show, but he was talking about this need for a collapse. And you know what? I mean, that is pejorative for a market correction. He's absolutely right. That's exactly what we need. That's what I'm always talking about. That's what we should have had in 2008. We need to revisit 2008. That's what Donald Trump needs to do. We need to go back in time retroactively and reset, okay, these mortgages and all this, okay, because they dumped way more money on the market than, and they knew that the market couldn't handle it. They knew they were going to blow out the pipes of the economy. When you do this, when you attack an essential human need like that and dump all this money, and money represents, remember, our sweat, our blood and sweat and tears of the people at large, the working class, blue collar people, the poor often, okay? Understand what that represents. When you raise their cost of housing, and that has a chain reaction around the economy, because everybody's now, they've got to make more money to pay their housing costs, right? And this is like a tax. That's what the cost of living is. It's a tax. A tax is a cost of living. The cost of living is a tax. Understand that very clearly. So I'm not talking about luxury items. I'm talking strictly about essential human needs. And this is what housing is. It's an essential human need. These people are evil. God knows I was so looking forward to that market correction. I might have stayed in the real estate business and said, okay, now that a minimum wage worker can afford to be a homeowner, like it used to be when America was great, okay? Everybody had dignity. Okay, that's what I would be for. I could say I could get behind this and help people to be a homeowner. But not anymore, and so it's painful to turn this thing around. Alex Jones knows that. I mean, he wants to think that, Donald Trump is responsible for the stock market and all this, and it could be. It could be unbased enthusiasm or whatever they call it, He's got a term. I can't remember every term anymore. I mean, this is another product of old age. You forget certain words, so you just got to rely on your lexicon to come up with another term for what you're trying to say. So you'll see me do that a lot when I know there's better words I could use to say what I have to say. But the point is that in the stock market, there's this huge lag period from when policies are either implemented or removed, and when you feel the effect of that implementation or that removal of that policy. For example, Bill Clinton removing the Glass-Steagall regulation, protection, okay, to the public. It's a public protection. And who does it protect most? Blue-collar, working-class people, the poor, okay, that Glass-Steagall. And it kept the banksters from going Wild West. It gave them more responsibility. No, you can't just do this crap and then socialize this debt that you've imposed on us. That's what they did. They privatized the profits, stuck those in their pockets from this ill-gotten gain. That's what they did, dumping all this money on the market. No, they should have been hurt. That business should be sorted out between each individual buyer and each individual lender. You're on your own, okay? That's the way it should be. No, they couldn't do that, could they? They made us all buy into it. And the way they do that is automatically just through your cost of living. So it's not like a tax. They had to get all this, to pass a bill or something and get all these politicians to sign a bill. No, with that one, sign off. Yes, let's validate. Let's legitimize this bailout. Okay, this was all right. Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit reckless, but we got to bail them out. They're too big to fail. They're too big to jail. So this would be too disruptive to the economy to allow this market correction to take place. But this is exactly what we need. So this is essentially what Peter Schiff is saying. Yes, that's it. So we felt the effect of Bill Clinton getting rid of that Glass-Steagall Act in 2008. That was a direct reaction to that nonsense. Okay, and we're stuck with it now. So there was a small correction, but it was nothing like what we would have felt. Yes, there was disruption here and there, and mostly because homeowners lost their homes. And it used to be if you lost your home to the bankers, you see, then they call, and you still owed money, you weren't just going to skate away. Oh, no, but that's what they let you do now. They would have held you accountable. They would have said, no, you got to pay this deficiency judgment. So in other words, if you had paid $100,000 on a $200,000 house and your adjustable rate mortgage kicked in, you lost your job, you got sick, whatever, and you couldn't pay your mortgage anymore, then you would default on your loan, on your mortgage, right? And then the bank would come after you and they would hound you. Okay, and they're called the Arm Breaker Association, whatever, that they leg an arm, like the mafiosa. They'd haunt you. They'd come after you. And that's between you and them because you did something really foolish by borrowing all that money, borrowing $200,000 for a house that wasn't worth $50,000. Do you understand? This is what's been going on. And the way they've been getting away with it is all these guys, Carlton Sheets was one of the first ones, and we got Rich Dad, and all these idiots out there promoting becoming a speculator, a flipper, a landlord, an investor, whatever term you want to use. These people are huge parts of the problem. I mean, it's true, we need innkeepers. There's always through history been innkeepers, but very few and far between. And so if this is such a lucrative trade, so easy for people to get into by just borrowing money from the bank, then let's leave it for the handicapped. Let's leave it for the senior citizens. But able-bodied men and women, no, you don't get to just go out there and just borrow more money. I'm going to get into the landlord profession, and I see rent soaring, and I could pay my mortgage off the backs of my tenants and just keep raising their rents. I'm sorry, but, we're working together. We're a special interest group, and we're colluding. Now more than half of California is landlords. I mean, they're taking over, and they're just going to make it. Where does this thing end? How can it end well without some kind of an implosion? Some kind of, what do they call, a bust, okay? It needs to bust. We need to have our currency reevaluated, okay, through a market correction, a dramatic decrease in our cost of living. People got to get that through their heads. Yeah, that's painful. It's not my fault. I've been bitching and moaning and complaining and trying to inform and educate people, enlighten people for years and years and years, and nobody, it's not working. Some people might be listening, okay, but it hasn't worked. I haven't succeeded, but I can't stop trying. This is me fighting the good fight against oppression, against an ever-rising taxes, ever-rising cost of living. Same thing. If it's stuff you got to pay, it's stuff you got to pay, okay? That's the way it works. If you want to survive, that's why they call it a cost of living. If you want to live, okay, AKA survive, then you pay the damn cost of living. You pay the damn taxes. So somebody tell me how this thing's supposed to work. How do we define social economic progress? Where's the progress? Where's the beef? We've made anti-progress. We've regressed as a society, and it's serious. This is how they get away with it. It's this poverty industrial complex at the end of the day, where it gives them plenty of control through the crime. Okay, these jobs, all these millions of jobs that revolve around the problem persisting. And if the problem ever stops, all these people are going to be unemployed in the dubious warfare industrial complex.